Hello, my name is Kakoma Chinyama and I am a Zambian. I am a researcher in public law and international relations. And today I would like to share my views, perspectives, and opinions on the effects of international volunteerism in Southern Africa, especially in the context of the North-South relations. In 2010, there was a survey done by Voluntary and Service Inquiry, South Africa. And according to this survey, 2,762 volunteers participated in 2010. That is, out of 61 organizations, that's 89% volunteers that were surveyed to have been volunteering in Southern Africa. International volunteerism is a global subject and it comes with a lot of controversies, looking at its different effects, both negative and positive. And for me, I remember I had an experience when I was in high school where we had some international volunteers from Germany, in particular from the International Cultural Youth Exchange Program of Germany, where they sent majority of volunteers to Southern Africa. And my experience was good because from this exchange with the international volunteers, I was able to learn more about their culture and also experience their ideas and innovative perspectives. So international volunteerism has its own advantage when it comes to the social aspect of it. International volunteerism has an advantage in the context of bringing about a renewed perspective because the global north, the developed countries, have a perspective of developing countries being very poor, lacking education, and also being plagued with diseases. So when international volunteers come to our countries and they see the realities on the ground, there is this renewed perspective and understanding of what's really on the ground. That's one of the advantages. International volunteers come to intervene in different domains such as childhood education, health, socio-economic development, vocational and skills development, support for people living with HIV and AIDS, microfinance. Many people that want to volunteer come with good intentions. However, the existing structures of neo-colonialism, for example, the framing of the notions and contexts in which we understand the global north and the south relation is based on trade and aid. It's also looking at the terms like developed and underdeveloped, superiority and inferiority. You find that in the developing countries, when people come, especially Europeans, to developing countries, they are viewed in the context of being superior, having better knowledge, more understanding. And that racial discourse is reinforced by these volunteering programs, especially the fact that the volunteer programs are biased to only developing countries, rural areas. So when young people from developing countries are sent to rural areas of underdeveloped countries, the notion is that developing countries are only underdeveloped. There is lack of water, there are diseases, no good health system, whereas they are not exposed much to the developed areas. So that discourse is continued even in the perspective of the people that are coming from the developed countries. So already there are these inequalities. And you find that these challenges continue to be reinforced. The challenges of the dependency mentality, they continue through these volunteering programs. The dependency mentality, negative perception from the south, from the north of developing countries based on the challenges that I've outlined. And also some of the challenges include incoherent systems and cultures. Sometimes international volunteers come with good intentions and good methods, however, without understanding the reality on the ground of developing countries. So you find that those concepts that they bring about are not really applicable to the reality on the ground of developing countries. Another thing is when between organizations, the sending organizations and the receiving organizations in developing countries. So the sending organizations choose volunteers and they determine everything, their capacity, based on their capacity. And most of the times they send young people who are inexperienced, who are fresh out of school. So you find that instead of benefiting much from their intellectual capital, those receiving organizations have a broader challenge of receiving inexperienced young people that they need to figure out on which tasks to put them in order to achieve the goals of the organization and implementation of their different tasks and strategies in the community. Therefore, they need to have an equal partnership, a relationship that is based on equality, where host organizations in developing countries are able to have a voice in deciding who comes as a volunteer as well, is very important. So that the goals and strategies and objectives of host organizations are met in those developing countries. And in conclusion, allow me to say that we are still a long way to go as a world, and the world as a global village as it is now cannot be isolated. Therefore, it is important for developing countries and those developed countries to work in partnership as partners and as equal partners that are able to share their different skills, their different knowledge, different resources in order to develop based on an equal ground of understanding. And thank you very much for watching. Tell me what you think about what I have said, and I hope you have learned a thing or two from my perspective. I am Kako Machinyama, and I research in public law and international relations. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you can follow my videos on YouTube, Kako Machinyama, and thank you very much.